Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your brother YT Wake 'em Up, aka Yate, back at it again with another video. Let's continue with the layoff news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Companies are still letting people go, so I'm still bringing these videos to you. How would you feel if you went into work thinking it's all good? They let you work the whole shift, just for you to find out they had it already in the back of their mind that they were going to let you go. Family, you already know what to do, and if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube could push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe, and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
So this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is my last day at work and I'm like bringing in like my monitor, my laptop, and everything. And I feel like today is gonna be very emotional, so come spend today with me. Oh my god, and it's gonna be even more emptier. Point, I'm just printing whatever I needed to print. My work also gave me a cute little book with all these cute little notes saying goodbye, and that is me and Jasmine. Exactly. I'm so sad. I have to give this back. So I'm giving this back to IT. This was my little work monitor, and then this is my like at work monitor. Actually gonna miss this. I have to return the keys as well. This is my last day.
I'm watching this thing and
We're all leaving. Literally leaving. It's our last.
Really? Aww. So sad. Like, this is so crazy.
So empty.
Oh, this is crazy. Wow.
Everybody out?
My day took an unexpected turn, and after the initial shock and tears, I was notified today that I will be laid off in October. And I'm trying to do this without tears, I really am. Well, it's not a shock, honestly, because of the direction of the company. Kind of feels like a slap in the face after a lot of long days and nights these past couple of months, but we'll get through it, and I'm grateful that I at least have time to process and look for something else. So I'm gonna continue to process and probably cry, but I will be okay, and we'll log back in tomorrow and push through the day.
At least they gave her a forewarning. It would be nice if all jobs could do this. Not you just wake up on a whim. You think you're getting a raise, next thing you know, it's the complete opposite. They letting you go. Right, we know that's the motto that they like to use. It's cowardly to me, if I was the one to say so. It would be nice if every single employer was as kind as her employer. That's a kind gesture, right? It seems this company probably really was struggling, might have been a small company, and they hate to do it, but they gotta do it. This is different than the big corporations, the big fish, right? The big fish, the big wigs, they don't really care. They'll just let you go like that, out the blue, without you even knowing. You walk in there happy, hey, it's a new day, hey y'all. Okay, it's Monday, let me go ahead and do my shift. You log into the computer. Check, you got a meeting scheduled. I don't remember having no meeting. You get on there, it's a person you never talked to before. Sorry to break you the bad news, but unfortunately, your role has been eliminated. Our company is doing some downsizing, and you have to turn in your equipment. Today's your last day. It would be better if they at least let you get some time to process what's going on and try to do something about it. Try to get you another job, whatever is necessary.
Oh, the crash out. It's happening. Finally. You know how I feel though? Like, genuinely, I feel like I'm getting divorced. Like, that's how I kind of feel right now. Like, seriously, I've never been divorced. I've never been married, okay? But, like, I was talking to my friend about, like, the devastation that I currently feel. Because today is, like, the very last day. Like, today is the day that I get kicked out of my laptop. I have to sign my severance packet or whatever the fuck, okay? And she was like, yeah, it feels like a breakup. But I was like, you know what? Actually, no, it feels like a fucking divorce. I feel like a bitter, divorced, middle-aged woman who has been in a particular marriage though too, because obviously the relationship between employee and employer is not really like a nice, equally like balanced marriage. No, it's like a fucking trad wife and some controlling ass douchebag. That's what I feel like. And what is it, the prenup or something? Like, you know, like, I don't even know how this works, but I know, like, basically, I think, like, if you're not, okay, so let's say if you're, like, a little trad wife wannabe, okay, and you get married to some dude or whatever, I'm pretty sure there's a way he can fuck you over if he divorces you, where you basically get, like, nothing, you know? And, so that's, like, the type of marriage that we're talking about right now, okay? So in a way, I kind of get my own little trad wife experience without even being one. Like, here I am trying to be, like, a independent, strong woman, like a career woman and whatever. And, like, all of y'all people too. Like, guess what, guys who just got laid off as well? You also get your little trad wife fantasy. Because as you're, like, signing off those papers, as you're, like, deleting the files from your corporate laptop, like, doesn't it feel like you're, like, fucking dividing, I don't know, like, who gets to keep the house, who gets to keep the dog, like, whatever, you know? Except you don't get to keep jack shit because you got no power. That's how this feels. So, you know, that's great. That's really great. Anyway, today I had my depression meal of spaghetti with store-bought tomato sauce, which normally I make my own tomato sauce, but you know, this is the the depression depression meal, so I'm not making any damn sauce on my own. So yeah, that's what I'm powered by right now, and I will now just be Delulu and watch Love Island. And tomorrow I'm going to basically just do leak code. And yeah, that's that.
I'm living at my mom's house. I just turned 33 years old. I've got all this credit card debt. I'm single and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. This is certainly not where I thought I would be in life. I left my six-figure corporate career after I got laid off.
Yeah, you know, it seems a lot of people are having a reality check. They're not where they thought they would be in life. They're much further behind. People are actually realizing they may never, in America, get to where they thought they would be. That's the sad reality. And you shouldn't really feel bad if you're 33 moving back home, whatever age. There are people that are 43 moving back home. And I'm saying you shouldn't feel bad because at least you're not alone. Now, if it was just you just couldn't seem to grasp life, you just had unrealistic goals, you just were living in a fictitious world in your head, like just couldn't come to terms with being an adult or whatever, then okay. But the fact that everyone is in the same boat, it should almost be a relief. Of course you don't want to go through that, but I'm saying, like, at least you are not alone. There are millions of people that are in this same boat. It's not just you. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, okay, this is the world, it is what it is type of thing. Once you come to terms with it, you really won't feel any self-pity. This is like the Great Depression. This is comparable. It was the same way then. If that's where you are in life right now, be thankful. Be thankful you even got parents that'll let you stay with them.
I'm just sitting here reflecting on how crazy this job market is right now. It is brutal. I recently had lunch with someone that is a bit more senior than me and has like risen to pretty much the highest level in her career. And we were just kind of talking about my situation. For context, I got laid off from a really prestigious PR firm that I really enjoyed working at last August. And pretty much since then, the only real traction I've gotten has been through kind of contract work. And so far, I've had 2 contracts since I was laid off last August that, you know, pretty much kept me afloat. But one thing that I think I just wanted to like share while it was top of mind was the process of just like applying for jobs online every single day, checking LinkedIn every single day, and just applying. There's a very low ROI. Eventually, something will convert, but it's a very small ROI. So it's like you might apply to 500 jobs on LinkedIn and you might get literally 5 like callbacks, or you might get 5 conversations with hiring managers out of 500 job applications. So I think if I could go back and do it all over again, and this just dawned on me recently, actually, because I actually was like, who do I actually know here in New York now that I'm new here? But start with your network. Start with your network, especially if you're more senior in your career. That's the best way to go about it. I would probably spend more time networking, reaching out to people that you know on LinkedIn, than just applying for jobs via LinkedIn without any way in.
Okay, so I had some big news. What's that? Anyway. What? Okay, sorry about that. So I'm getting laid off again. I'd like to say that this isn't new, but well, it isn't new. So it's not new. So I don't know. People say I should start my own podcast. Do you think I should start my own podcast? I was thinking, some friends of mine gave me some ideas, one being the dirt and some of the dirt that you can give and some things that have happened, especially in this industry, which might be interesting, might be cool. Get real deep and dirty, dark secrets. Maybe should do that. It has lots of connections. Or maybe starting my own production company. I don't know. What did you do when you got laid off? What are some things that you decided to do? You gotta understand, I only have 6 weeks severance, so I do gotta work. I have a toddler. I need to do something. It's not beneath me. I saw someone signing up to be a bus driver today in the parking lot of a Starbucks. They were hiring for $23 an hour, and I really considered it. So I don't know. If you don't know me, I'm an executive producer of all things. I'm a big strategic person. I see the big picture in a lot of ways, and I've helped rebrand, rebuild, relaunch. I'm known as a relaunch queen. So, and just launching things from off the ground. Tell me, what'd you do? I'm curious.
That laid off again, that again word, that one hit different. A lot of y'all watching this channel are really going through it. Pat yourself on the back. Look, we taking it elementary. Pat yourself on the back for being strong. These moments right here are shaping you. They really are. They're building you up. Can't nothing break you down. If you're going through a layoff, drop it in the comments below. If you've been laid off multiple times, I want to hear from you. How many times have you been laid off?
So I joined the hundreds of thousands of Black women who have lost their jobs since the beginning of the year, this past Friday. But don't feel bad for me, because I have been preparing for this since last October. Sometime in September of last year, I started to feel like I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I just felt like I had a lot of brain fog and a lot of confusion about what was next for me. And it's so interesting because I see so many people on this app all the time that are also having the same sort of awakening. So in order to take care of myself, I actually went on leave from my job from the beginning of October until the end of December of last year. And if you've been following me, you know that during that time I did a magic mushroom experience. I went to a retreat. I went on a transatlantic voyage from Rome to Miami. I did a solo trip to Mexico. I did a lot of different things that by the end of that 90-day period, I felt like I understood what would be next for me. And I started thinking about my job as a resource. And while I showed up every day, did the things that I needed to do, always do my best, I'm never going to be a slacker, I just saw it for what it was. And I began to plan milestones that I wanted to reach before I walked away. And then the universe said, all right, bet, let's get you right on up out of there. And ultimately, every single milestone that I wrote down, that I thought about, that I planned, I met every single one of those milestones. Even though I got laid off, even though I'm leaving earlier than I thought I would be leaving, I still met all of those milestones. And I really just got to thank the power of the universe for that. Like, I've talked to my friends and they're like, you literally manifested this. And it's true. They're right. I made a decision to change my life. And I did it. And it didn't matter that I didn't know anyone else who had done it, that no one in my family had ever done it. None of that mattered. I made the decision to do something because I didn't like my life the way that it was. So I decided to change it. And once I made that decision, things started to happen and to fall into place. And while I was very fearful initially of things changing, me not having my job, I worked the same job for the last 4.5 years. It's literally the job I've had the longest. I was fearful of walking away from that, but let it all work out, just like the song says. And it literally all worked out in my favor. So if you need a sign to say the thing and do the thing that you say that you have been wanting for a long time, if you're like me, years, you've been saying you want that thing for a long time, make the decision to do it and just go out there and do the thing.
If you stay prepared, you won't have to get prepared. She's been preparing for this since last October. Very wise of her, very wise. Prepare yourself. That's what these videos are for you to prepare yourself. Take the game that I'm giving y'all, take some of the information that some of these TikTokers are giving y'all, and use it. Apply it to your own life. Especially when we're telling you ways that you can try to avoid this or ways that you can set yourself up. Y'all know me, my belief is that majority of the jobs will be taken. Be vigilant, be disciplined, be frugal. As we transition into Web3, a decentralized ecosystem, it is best that we be owners of the things that we produce, the things that we buy, the cryptos that we acquire, the land that we acquire, the websites that we build, the platforms that we build. The Creator created us to be creators. And for the first time in history, we will be able to fully own the things that we create and produce. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Well, I never thought I'd be making this video, but I just got laid off today and I'm really freaking sad about it because I just started this job 3 freaking months ago. I literally just got out of training and the whole company was basically let go. So I'm feeling pretty bummed. I've never been laid off before. This is like the first time it's ever happened. And I can tell you, it definitely feels like shit. So yeah, it was crazy how they did it too. Like usually we have a all hands on Friday where they just talk about the company and updates and everything like that. And they canceled it last week because they said they wanted to be able to share Q3 updates with us and they weren't ready for that yet. So they moved it to today. And I kind of woke up with this like gut feeling that something was off because I don't know why. I just woke up kind of feeling like a little weird. And then in the morning, I usually have my one-on-one with my boss, like early, like at 10 a.m. And I noticed that she moved it to later in the day. And then she hadn't updated like our agenda, like our one-on-one agenda. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like usually she updates it like first thing on Monday morning, but she was like, I need to eat lunch or something before our all hands. And yeah, so I get on the all hands and it was so weird. Like the CEO gets on the call and he just starts talking about like how he had to make this very difficult decision because they're going to restructure the whole entire company. And the only way that they'll be able to succeed is if they do this, like really minimize the amount of people at the company, which is like now literally like, I think 5-10 maybe people. And he just goes on and he's just talking and I'm like, okay, does that mean everybody's laid off? Because he mentioned, he's like, some of you all, your last day will be today, and then others, your employment will be extended to help us make this transition. So I'm literally like, at first I wasn't sure if my role was impacted, and then yeah, he just kept talking. And then finally he's like, if you get an email in your personal email, that means you're laid off effective immediately. And if you receive an email in your work email, that means that you're staying. So I didn't get anything for like, well, first, let me go back to how the meeting ended. He says thank you to everybody and he logs off after he literally spills the worst news ever. And the awkward part was that everyone stayed on the Zoom, like he left, but everybody else stayed on the Zoom for like 5 to 10 seconds. So all you see is just like sad faces all on the screen. Like the whole company was laid off. And then everyone gets disconnected. And then everyone who was laid off immediately lost access to their like computer, I guess. I don't know. They said we can keep our computers, which like thanks for the new MacBook, but like now I don't have a job. So anyways, I didn't get an email in either of my inboxes, and then finally I get a message from someone saying that my employment has been extended till August 31st. So, I mean, I guess I'm grateful that I still have a job until then, but like it's so annoying. Why did they hire me? Like, they must have known some things were going on. And I had a job I really liked. I just assumed this was like the next opportunity for me. And I should have just stayed at my old job. Now I'm unemployed. Well, I guess I'll be unemployed in August, which I'm grateful, but it just is like this looming feeling of dread knowing that it's coming up. But I'm hopeful that like I can find something soon. Hopefully we get a severance. I'm not even sure. Nobody knows anything. They haven't said anything. So we're just supposed to like continue working as normal, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like feeling pretty down. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm thankful like for the opportunity, I guess, but yeah, it just feels like crap, to be honest. So I decided I'm going to just like document my unemployment life. Maybe it will help me feel better. I like have been watching a bunch of TikToks like since I got laid off a couple of hours ago about other people who've been laid off, and it makes me feel better to see they're doing okay. I've never been laid off before, so this is a first. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to post like my unemployment journey. So if you've been unemployed or if you got laid off recently or have been laid off, let me know. Does it get better? Am I going to be okay? I think I'm going to be okay. It feels so sad. Like, I don't know, but yeah, that's what happened to me today. What an eventful freaking Monday.
Family, drop a comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I would love your input. As y'all know, I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep the comment section for high-level conversations. Let's give the space to those that were laid off to share their story. If you've been through this before in '08, drop a comment below. I want y'all to thumbs up that comment. Make these the top comments, because those that are older than you may have some news you could use. They might have some game for you on how to survive this, on how to combat what we're battling. Hit it with the 1 2 1 2. All right, family. I appreciate y'all. Peace. To my Hebrew fam, shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one.